Hello everybody, how are you? Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to make lamb leg. First I have to boil this meat half boiling and throw away the water. Now here I made pockets in this leg, like I separate the flesh, the places that I can separate with my hand. Here like pockets in order to put the mix, the spices and the thing that I want to cover it with. Here one and here another one. You see how? And I let it like one piece. I don't separate it, just one piece, just inside the meat, like I separate the flesh from each other and put my hand inside as much as I can separate. Now here in a pan on the stove I put cold water, not hot because the meat is cold, and turn on the heat, high heat. I put some onions here, as you see, to flavor the meat. Now I will put whole spices on the meat. These are the spices. Here I have black pepper, I have 5 spices, I have cinnamon, I have bay leaves. So I will put them all in the pan here. After it boiled for 15 minutes only, I shut down the stove. Now for the spices, I will blend 1 onion on the blender, 1 red pepper, 1 stick of celery, and I will put spices. I have oregano, I have half teaspoon of cinnamon, half teaspoon of cardamom, I have 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and half teaspoon of all spices. I have here also 1 teaspoon of rosemary and 1 teaspoon of salt, half nutmeg. Now here in this blender I put the pepper, the red pepper and the stick of celery. Then I will blend them first, then I will blend the onion after them. Here I put the onions and I will blend them very finely. Here I have the blended vegetables, the pepper, the onions and the celery. Here I have the spices. I have here 1 tablespoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of cardamom, half teaspoon of all spices, half teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 tablespoon of oregano, and here 5 cloves of 5 cloves, half tablespoon of one teaspoon of cinnamon. As I said, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, rosemary here also. I put all the spices and I will mix them together by using my hand. I put 1 teaspoon of coarse salt. Now here I stuffed all the spices and the vegetables inside the leg, here like this. And the place that I can't enter my hand in, I make like a cut in by the knife, by using the knife in the meat. And I put 1 bay leaf in each space. On a piece of foil I put the leg and I cover the leg with all the spices and all the mix that I made, as you see, and I will put it in the fridge. I will wrap it. Here I wrap it with plastic wrap. tightly, and I will put it in the fridge. This is our meat out after we left it for 12 hours overnight with the spices and the mix that I made for it. Then I have a pan with a rack, as you see here. I will put the meat on the rack and put it in the oven. The oven is 450 preheated. I will put it on 450 for half an hour, then I will lower the heat. Now you have to take it out of the fridge before an hour of cooking to take the room temperature, to be in the room temperature. It's better for the meat to be in the room temperature to avoid the shock of the meat. Here now I will cover the meat with a parchment paper on the top, and then I will cover it with silver foil. Now before I cover it, I will put about 2 cups of water, cold water, in the pan, in the bottom of the pan. Now here I cover it with covered it with foil. Now I will put it in the oven, 450. Now this is our leg is ready now. It takes 1 hour and a half hour on 450. Then I turn down the heat to 350 and leave it for 1 hour on low heat. Now I want to wipe this with Greek yogurt and keep it in the oven for another on 200 degrees, 200 Fahrenheit, until we get ready to eat it. Here I will make 2 dishes, side dishes with the leg. I have here freekeh. Freekeh is grilled or burned wheat. You can find it in Arabic stores. You can ask for freekeh and they know. I have also minced meat here, ground meat. I have minced figs, this kind of figs. I have here walnuts, cracked walnuts, butter and oil for cooking, and I have spices. You can put any kind of spices you want, it works. Another dish here, rice. I have soaked rice, 1 cup and a half short grain and 1 cup and a half long grain. Here 3 cups soaked with water and 1 teaspoon of salt. For at least you have to soak it for half an hour. I soaked it for 2 hours. I have here raisins washed. I washed them, raisins. Here I have the ground meat, butter and oil for cooking, and I have chicken broth for cooking also. Spices, all the spices. I will show you the spices one by one when I add it to the dish. Here I put 1 teaspoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. Now here I will put the meat. All spices, black pepper, half teaspoon, cinnamon, half teaspoon, cardamom, quarter of a teaspoon, paprika, quarter of a teaspoon. Nutmeg, less than quarter of a teaspoon. 2 bay leaves. Salt. Here in this pan I put 1 tablespoon of butter and 1 tablespoon of oil. Here I will make the freekeh, and in the other pan I will make the rice. Here when this pan becomes hot, I will put the walnuts and like fry it with the oil and the butter. Now here I toast the walnut with the fat here, and now I will put the figs on it and toast it again together. Then I will put the meat. Here I wash the freekeh. Just wash it with water, don't soak it, never. And here I put it in the pan. I fished the freekeh from the water, and here I mix everything together. Now I will put the spices, the same spices that I put on the meat. Here I put water on the freekeh. 2 cups of freekeh, I put 3 cups of water, boiling water. Now I'll put the raisins over the meat. Here I want to make the rice. I will put the rice. I will put the same spices that I put on the meat. Here I have cardamom, like sprinkle of cardamom. Here I have like half teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, معلقة صغيرة. Here I will add half teaspoon of curry. I add the salt. Now I fry the rice. Here I put 4.5 cups of water because I have 1 cup and a half basmati rice. It takes 3 cups of boiling water, and short grain rice 1 cup and a half. It takes they take 1 cup and quarter of water. So I put 4 cups and 3/4 of water. Here I will make some soup with the dish. I have here some oil and 1 tablespoon of butter, and I will put the onions here, the minced onions. I put 1 tablespoon of flour just to thicken the soup only with the onions, and I will saute them together. I put the minced carrots over the onions, and I will saute them together. Celery. I put the broccoli and the celery. I put the green peas, all the spices on it, the ones that you like, black pepper, cinnamon, cardamom, salt. curry, a little. Corn, bura. I put chicken broth on the soup, and here I will continue with the boiling water here. I will put 1 cup of coconut milk. This is our meal is ready. Now I have here the lamb leg. Look how soft it is, how it's like dissolved in the mouth. And I have here the freekeh, and here the rice with some nuts on it, toasted nuts. And here I have the soup. Everything is ready, everything is delicious. Very, very delicious. Try it. Please put like.